crap, this is far away. Yo, live stream. My man. With the sudden 10 gifted sub bomb in the chat. Thank you, man. Welcome. Hope you had a good morning. We are finishing what seems to be the last 2 side quests. Then I have a few hunts to do, and then we're off to the finale. And yet, they give me the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, thank you. You guys are too kind. Thank you so much. I just realized, too, I can't stream late today. I was going to say, if we're really close to the end, I'll just stream it extra today to finish. I just realized I can't. I have to watch my youngest because my oldest is going to a school thing.
Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
So, let's hope we have enough time. Ouch. Just keep him perma frozen until all my abilities come back. I was gonna limit, but I didn't need it.
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Is that it? Alright. Titan!
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Oh yeah, I'm actually really interested to see the ending of this. 2 of my favorite characters, Tomes and Dion.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Yes, thank you, Clive. Don't let him weasel his way out of it. Not only how many times have we seen that animation, but how many times have we picked something out of a list of only the thing that is required?
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
Now. It is time, then.
No, only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself and to him how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
His mouth, like, randomly didn't move during that cutscene. That was awkward. Happens a lot, though. Kids are like, whoa.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild.
So it is the same
Something in
plant.
the harsh environment in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
The way Harpocrates delivered that last line, like, totally killed me. This might be my favorite side quest. That was so good. I love the juxtaposition between Hippocrates just being the old teacher and Dion being a prince, and yet he treats Hippocrates almost like the higher rank because he was his teacher. And then like the whole thing with the flower's roots, like that was brilliant because we had been shown this flower and all of its what it meant to the kingdom and what it meant to the empire and how all of that relates to the people in the empire, and then for him to use the same flower to convey that to Dion, like that was awesome.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Hippocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Ooh. Reduces Gigaflare cooldown. Funny that Dion gave us this. Yeah, I truly feel like a lot of these side quests should have been main quests. But that is the... Like, I don't find that as a fault of the game. That's just kind of the side effect of the game industry in general. Like, the games have gotten so big at this point that you couldn't make all these main quests, no one would finish the game, you know? Like, you would... right now, there's probably a very small percentage of people that beat this game. Because it is a longer game, and that's just the way games are nowadays. So unfortunately, you kind of have to put only the most important moments in the main quests and have everything else, the world building, the character development, like so much stuff in the side quests. And like I said, that's not a fault of the game, that's just kind of the way it has to be, because otherwise no one will finish the game, because the game industry is just so big at this point and there's so many different things to play that you just can't make a game that long. But for those that want the game to be longer, for those that like the game enough to invest all the time into it, they'll be rewarded. So it's not exactly a bad thing, but it is just kind of a side effect of the way games are now.
Oh, what brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
Yeah,
I need
less
your
than
advice.
50%.
Joshua and I are looking for a place
Even
where
finish the
snow
game.
daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies.
Which is wild, like, this is a $70 video game. Sometimes it's hard to put that in perspective because all AAA games are $60 or $70. But when you put that in perspective of like other things, you're investing $70 into this, and less than half of people that invest that much money complete it. Isn't that wild? Like when you look at games like, you know, Dark Souls or God of War or Horizon, those games are like free at this point or super cheap or always on sale or given away. You know, like it's understandable that a really low percentage of people finish those games because a lot of people play it for an hour and quit. But the only people playing this game right now are people that invested $70 in it. You could not get it for less than $70, right? So, you know, and part of that also, Sed makes a good point, is that they're just still playing it. But I guarantee it'll never get over 50. I can almost guarantee it'll never get over 50. All the people that are still playing it and haven't finished it yet, by the time they finish it, more people will have picked it up and not finished it. So I doubt that number will ever get over 50. But yeah, it's a fair point. A lot of people are just still playing it. But yeah, that percentage is always, I mean, it's very rare for me to see a game that has a more than 50% on the final story trophy, unless it's a less popular game. Which is just wild when you think about it, but that's just, you know, that's the way it is. So many games to play now. People get games for dirt cheap a lot of times. People are willing to wait longer for games nowadays because games get so cheap or put on game passes, etc. I am still kind of waiting for Game Pass and PS Plus to get popular enough to where it kind of kills the modern price of games, because why spend $70 on a game when you have 30 or so $70, you know, at one point $70 games in your PS Pass? You might as well play those and then play the $70 game later when it's cheaper or free. I think there'll always be that desire to play games when they first come out, especially if you're a fan of that IP. But more and more, I feel like the only people buying games new are the people that are already a big fan of that series. I don't see many many casual fans picking up games the second they drop, because you have so many other things to play. You have so many other games that are free that you haven't played yet. But I don't think, well, I don't know. I've heard both ways. I've heard that some games are like overperforming, but a lot of games underperform, especially with pre-orders. Square Enix has been whining about pre-orders since the remake. Ever since the remake, they've been like, no one pre-orders our games anymore. Pre-orders are lower than we expected. Buys on day one are lower than we expected. And I'm like, yeah. Not surprised. This game sold super well, though, right? It's interesting.
Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold, and where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Isn't Man's Hill where we just went?
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
Calm down, Joshua. It's just flowers.
Meadows in Embark.
The fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilerfeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Flower Quest. Let's go. Well, 15 was, as I've said many times, advertised to the point where it was unreal. I don't know if Square Enix will ever have a game that performs as well as 15, because the amount of advertising budget for that game was... I think it'll be untouched forever. They legit put everything into selling 15. So if it didn't sell well, it would have been catastrophic.
Do be careful.
I will.
They made an entire movie to basically sell that game.
Good girl. Run like the wind.
Just put that in perspective. They made an entire movie just to put it in the deluxe edition. Like, no one's buying that movie. It's just a deluxe edition bonus. No one is buying the movie and not the game. So they made the movie specifically to sell the game. They made an entire movie
The meadows are
to
vast.
sell the game.
Where do we even start?
As well as a bunch of mobile games and
Yotei
other
mentioned
things.
The coastline. We can start there.
That is wild. What am I fighting? I don't know what I'm fighting.
Thanks, girl.
I'm just here for flowers. Leave me alone. See any flowers? Flowers? I see flowers. Oh, that's grass. Are they over there? Oh, I see flowers.
Look, brother. Do you see them?
I do. The flowers and our friends.
Hit the wrong button. This might have been overkill. Oh no, we burned all the flowers.
What do you see, boy?
I haven't fought one of these in a while.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Look at that damage. Impulse is so ridiculous.
Let's try. Slow.
Oh my god. This damage though. Too bad I don't have Zanten Zukin ready. What are you guys doing? What? How'd that fail?
That was harder than I expected.
Anyways.
But found her. It was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
You guys remember Jill?
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Waifu? Oh, yes! We get to use the balcony again. That's freaking good. Balcony Part 2. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
I won't take no for an answer. How'd you like a trip? Alright, see ya. You better follow.
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you, Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
Remember how earlier I said about the side quests and stuff? I think this one I wish was a main quest. In fact, I wish this was a main quest and I wish it was a cutscene. It feels too important not to be. It's kind of a shame. Jill kind of got put on the side after that scene where we took Shiva. Like, yeah, I feel like this should be a main quest. I feel like it should be a cutscene. I feel like this should be right before we go to Origin.
How could I forget?
It's kind of a shame.
You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped. So lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there, I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Yep. Should have been a main quest. 100%. They even had a unique piano piece, although I'm not 100% sure if that piano piece was the same piece that played during the bonfire scene. I have to go back and look. But like every side quest has that same piano piece that plays when people are giving monologues, and that one was unique. That should have been a main quest. Shiva's kiss. Wait, her kiss? I can equip her kiss. Let's go. Song of Winter, Autumn Gone, From Frosted Lips, Oblivion. That doesn't rhyme. Song of Winter, Autumn Gone, From Frosted Lips, Oblivion. That's a sick accessory, though. Diamond Dust cooldown. So I'm sure a lot of people use Diamond Dust. Sweet! Okay, this is so weird. So, like, it feels like you were supposed to do the side quest line all the way up to Joshua, and then you get Joshua in the party permanently. And then you do the side quest with Jill, and you get Jill permanently. But for some reason, Joshua was already with us for, like, all of the side quests I did before his side quest. So I don't know if that was just, like, a strange coincidence, or, like, I don't know why that was weird, but... So wait, I get both of them now? Like, when am I gonna get both of them for these hunts now? Also, I believe that was indeed the final side quest. Finally. We did it. Now I'm curious if, like, you have to do all the side quests to get Joshua and Jill, or if that's just one side quest line. Well, I guess for certain you don't have to do all of them, because I hadn't done that flower one before I accepted that one. But anyways. Hunt time. I'm wondering if it's still just going to be the same two, I think. Yeah. So we got garlic, and somewhere. Alright, what time is it? We have like 30 minutes, so I should be able to do at least one. Cursebreakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick, misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local... Oh yeah, we already read this. Alright, to garlic. And then, should I read the other one? The Waluder army captured such beasts and tried to train them to serve, but this particular specimen's training has long since ceased. Whether its captors turned to Kashyyyk with the rest of their comrades or were eaten by their pet when it broke free from its bonds, we shall never know. All we do know is there is none left alive who knows the words to put an end to its rampage. Only a show of force will suffice. Crap. That gave us absolutely no hints as to where this is, except it's Waluder. Yikes. Alright, well, first of all, garlic. The boys and girl. What a crew. This is sick. I'm excited to adventure with the whole crew.
Run like the wind.
Hello.
You deserve a rest.
Is there a reason he's just chilling here? This is the same... Is this not the same enemy we fought here? Is it not this guy? Yikes. Well, we found him. It's a good thing I went... It's a good thing I went here, because had I not, I don't know if I would have found him. I would have not thought he was just randomly in this field. I would have thought like he's here, or in one of the, like here, or some like arena. Because all the S ranks have been in arenas. Very strange for an S rank just to be in the middle of a field.
Another of the Royalist guard dogs.
4 horsemen.
Specimen it is too. Nice try.
Okay, we gotta be serious here. Woo. I'm messing around on this one.
Nice try.
I can't see anything. Hello, Torgal. How are you? Ow. Whoa! That's dodgeable. was hot. I don't know how to dodge this. I found out how to dodge this. Ow. Oh, my impulse whiffed. This is terrifying. Woo! I like that. He didn't like it. He didn't like it one bit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. The attack is still going. I thought it was over. Is he just gonna do this until I stagger him?
I failed.
Oh, there. I had 0. By the time I even saw the rock, I was just dead. I had no way of not. I didn't even see it.
Or nothing.
Well, now I know. Please stagger. Thank you.
I'm hurt, Torgal.
Camera really does not like that move. Oh god.
Too slow.
That is so cool when you pull that off correctly.
Fine hound.
I think I took too long. Oh, we got it. Ow. What's happening? Okay, so
Soil and stone.
let's not get played this time.
To me, boy. Thanks, boy.
Woo! Shouldn't have done that, but Fine. I had the wrong button. Wait, I gotta do the cool finish. Ow. I like how he just gave up and he's not even doing moves anymore.
Enough.
Had to get the cool finish. So that fight was surprisingly easy. It's just the one meteor you have to know is coming.
No match for you,
And dodge it. Garnick's up here. Weird that both these hunts are like right next to each other. Yeah, I feel like that was the easiest S rank so far, with the exception of the big meteor you have to know to dodge. Whoa, it's Garuda. Part 2. That's kind of neat.
Harmon's madness lives on.
Also, she's flying, which is kind of scary. Well, Zantetsuken didn't make a huge difference. I still had to stagger him twice, and after that he did like nothing until I killed him. There's really just that one big move that he does after the first stagger. Everything else is like pretty normal, dodgy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about the very first S-rank fight was that Iron Golem guy that had like 5 different moves. In every phase, he would add more moves to the other moves, like chaining them together. And the way to dodge them was like unique in every phase. Like, I feel like there was a lot more going on with that fight than the Behemoth fight. Screwed up my timing. Oh, don't do that. Almost screwed up again. We've kind of gone back to that problem I was having in the middle game where everything's 2 staggers now, regardless of how much damage I do. The damage feels kind of pointless because everything takes 2 staggers to kill. I mean, to a point, it matters, but, you know, this versus, like, probably, like, down to here, maybe? Like, if I were to equip one of these old swords, it'd probably still be 2 staggers. Granted, the lesser stagger would make it harder to stagger, get the 2 staggers, but you know what I mean. Like, if I were to unequip this, I guarantee this fight would be exactly the same. I would get 2 staggers and then win. That extra 5% damage would do nothing. Although, looks like I might just barely kill her before the stagger. Especially if I do... Never mind. I screwed that up completely. Just before. So, I just got a trophy for clearing the hunt board, which worries me. Was that the final hunt?
Rest in peace.
I would be very sad if that was the case. I thought for sure there'd be something else. At least like a post-game super hunt. But if I got a trophy for clearing the hunt board, that might be it. Sadness. There's gotta be some kind of super hunt or super boss or something. This game's mechanics are way too involved to not have like a true test of them. Of all the Final Fantasy games, this is the one I want a super boss the most for. It's the most mechanically deep. I mean, I don't mean that in like obviously some of the older ones are mechanically deep too, but I mean like when it comes to the older Final Fantasy games, they're strategy RPGs, so you get to the point where you're just so strong. Like Emerald Weapon's great, but if you master 8 Knights of the Rounds and 8 sneak attacks, then you can win for free, right? But this game, there's no way to win for free. It's an action game. Even if you're super duper strong, you still have to know the mechanics, you still have to dodge the attacks and stuff. So of all the games to have a super boss, this would be the one to do it. It's the most balanced in terms of like having bosses like that. Come on, there's got to be something. Come on. I'm sure the final boss is going to be epic, but come on. give me like a digital battlefield like Kingdom Hearts and have me fight against Sid and Jill. Well, okay, what? Don't tell me if there's anything yet, because there's still 2 things I haven't gotten. There's still more. There's still a chance. Etta seems fond of the silver bow we gave her, so much so she's been taking to setting it atop her belly as she rests. That's weird. To hear her tell it, the rascal kicks something fierce when she does, too. Sounds like we've another fighter on our hands, and none too soon. I can hardly wait to teach our newest little curse breaker everything I know. Though I suppose we can all celebrate first. No need to get ahead of ourselves now. Yeah, kind of weird. Etta's like the first woman to know that her son is going to be a bearer. Or daughter. Because of the whole saving her from being a Kashyyyk thing. What? You didn't think I was just half saying that stuff about hiding my engine, did you? Wouldn't you know I've already a fine spot picked out and everything. But if you're going to go on this grand adventure, you'll need to be quick about your business with that ruddy god of yours. Take too long and somebody more clever might beat you to the prize. I suppose in that case I could bury you one of my lesser inventions. Goddess knows I've countless. That's going to be the DLC, is us going and finding Mid's treasure. Bringing together 3 men from differing backgrounds was not to be without some difficulty. However, come together we did for a better Ballistea. The Triunity was but a first step. A longer, more bitter journey awaits us all, one that will almost certainly end in hardship. Yet what matters most is not the destination, but what we can learn from one another while on the road there. You have paved that road for us with your courage, Clive. Now we must have the courage to walk it. Ifrit. You have my sincerest gratitude for reuniting me with Master Hippocrates, that I might embark upon the most important of journeys, my heart free of regret. Though in these past few moons, I have come to realize that the longer I spend in the company of you and your brother, the deeper I find myself in your debt. We must swiftly see to the menace that is Ultima, if not to save the world, to save me from an eternity of recompense. Yeah, I feel like his quest should have been a main quest too, just because a lot of the story has been leading up to him coming to terms with what happened. And we kind of saw that in the side quest, unless something else happens in the main quest. Thank you, Clive, for ever indulging the whims of this doddering old soul. I am ashamed that for far too many years, I allowed stubbornness and fear to keep me from something so simple as letting a friend know how proud I was of him. Your intervention has lifted a heavy pall from my heart. Perhaps upon your triumphant return from the skies, you might be inclined to set to page that quill I gifted you. There are many of us who would hear a first-hand account of your time with the Holy Prince, myself included. I have something to say about Jill, but I have a feeling this is from Jill. Let's read this first. It feels like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. That afternoon on Man's Hill was our very first adventure, but somehow I knew even then that it would not be our last. I will never forget that day, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart with a joy so fierce I cannot describe it. Since the moment we first met, you have always been an important part of me. The half that makes me whole. When times are darkest, you are my light. When I am lost, you are my guiding star. You are just what I need. You are all that I need. You are the greatest gift. So, I meant to talk about this after the Shiva cutscene, but I forgot. So, or the Jill cutscene, but I forgot. So, it feels like Jill kind of fell off the face of the planet near the end of the game here. And I kind of understand why, because the whole beginning of the game was leading towards that scene where they were together at the bonfire and he took Shiva. And then the rest of the game has been focused on me and Joshua because that's super important to the themes of the final quest. So I kind of see why Jill fell off. But at the same time, it's kind of a shame. Like, I wish there was a way to have both of them be involved better at the end of the game. But I kind of get it as well. Like, they're focusing super hard on Joshua and Clive in particular because that pertains more to the final quest with Ultima than Clive and Jill. Clive and Jill's arc started at the beginning of the game and ended with the Shiva cutscene, and now she's just kind of here. But it's just kind of a shame because Jill's great, and it'd be nice if she didn't completely disappear. Like I said, I think if that side quest was the main quest, I think it would have been perfect. We would have had one final moment with Jill, but at the same time, we would still have all this time with Joshua, you know? Okay. I think it is finally time. It's kind of perfect timing, too, because it's time for lunch. So I'm going to eat a quick lunch, and then it's time. I'll probably make one more rounds around to talk to everyone, and then it'll be time to go. It's all led up to this. We've done all the side quests, all the hunts, everything's complete. Obviously, you still have the trials and stuff, but that's all optional. Not really post-game, but you know what I mean. It's stuff to do after the game's over. You can do it now, but it's stuff to do when the game's over because it's balanced to do it whenever you want. So this is it. The final showdown with Shin. So let me go get lunch. We'll take a break here, and then we'll do it.